Everybody knows who Warren Buffett is, right? And the elevator, there was a penny on the floor. And everybody could see the penny, but nobody picked it up. And Warren looked around and he's like, oh, on my way to the next billion. Because, you know, if you think about it, when I was a kid, there were always stories about, oh, if you take a penny and every year you double it, next year 2 cents, 4, 8, 16. In 27 years, that penny turns into $1,007,000. Well, that's watching money compounding at 100%. And at some point, you can't just keep doubling that, right? 100%. But Warren's been able to average over 20% compound annual return for over 50 years. He was sitting on that cash. He went in, he already knew the companies that were great companies, and he bought them at a discount. So that's a great lesson.
I also want to share that during that period in time, it was the stock market's PE ratio was almost as high as 40.
Right.
Meaning to say, if you invest into a company like Mary was sharing, it takes you about 40 years to break even, to get your money back.
Right.
And this seems like a crazy valuation, but nowadays we see things like Snapchat or like a lot of IPOs, they are actually going at that kind of rate, which is totally crazy.
I can transfer money. My son told me this first.
What's that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's new to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, you know, Mom, you can transfer money to me very quickly, very easily. I'm like, thanks, Al. I'll remember that.
So did he transfer money to you?
No, he doesn't transfer money to me. I transfer money to him. He was just giving me a simple way when he was showing me how to use it. Yeah.
I see.
But that's where it's all going. You know, it's all going to, we're no longer going to be carrying cash or any of that. And Warren knows that because he owns a lot of banks.
And Warren owns all these companies, if I'm not wrong. This is,
yeah.
In fact, personally, I like these 3 companies a lot. Because that's my own opinion.
He's bought American Express over the years many times, and he loves it. And they just bought a lot more MasterCard, as you know.
American Express is probably one of his top 5 to 7 top holdings.
Yeah.
That's American Express. So how come you guys are not taking down these stocks? Okay, so this is one stock that you can take a look at. Right.
The problem with pharmaceutical companies, they can be very profitable, yes. I mean, they do great work, and in some fashion, Warren invests in them by...
BDX. There's quite a few.
Right.
By the past, but I think he also divested.
Right, he divested. Because what happens is pharmaceutical companies generally have patents.
Patents.
On a certain drug. And that patent will either run out or another pharmacy. It's a very competitive market, put it that way, with a lot of research and development costs, and not the kind of investment that Warren would really. It's too fast-moving. It's kind of like technology. Tylenol, absolutely, because Johnson & Johnson owns that's the company. But that's an issue with pharmaceuticals. Challenge is to stop myself, to be patient. You know, the biggest challenge is somebody tells you about something, you hear about it, you see it. You know, one of the biggest challenges was Facebook, and I'm a value investor. It made no sense at all, but everyone was so caught up in it. You know. And at one time, I remember Warren, I said, oh, I love that stock. He's like, no, you cannot love a company. You can love your children, you can love your husband, but you can't love a company. Get rid of all emotion when it comes to business decisions and look at it clearly. My biggest asset are my children and my family. They are great human beings. Thank you.